What's going on, everybody? I am checking in right now from North Carolina. Gonna go snowboarding at Sugar Mountain tomorrow. So, just a little update there, but man, there's some Jaguar news that came out today. Not really super surprising, but it did come out. First of all, Mike Glennon is going to be starting over Gardner Minshew at quarterback, and I mean, really, with this, I really don't think there's that big of a gap between Minshew and Glennon. I'm just being completely honest. Both of them have their different flaws, obviously, and both of them are good at certain things. But really, this game, I think Gardner Minshew, honestly, the next two games, I think Gardner Minshew, if you're trying to win, is the better start, just because I think that if you're going against a defense that strength is their defensive line, you'd probably rather Minshew, just because Mike Glennon is just a statue in the pocket, and he really gives you no ability to really scramble or anything. So really, guys like Khalil Mack and that whole squad, they're going to be able to just pin their ears back and really go after him. But if you're going against a team where maybe the defensive line is lacking a little bit and they're better in the secondary, like a team like the Titans or something like that, I think something like that is better for Glennon. Because actually, even though Glennon did bad, but I just think if there's less pressure, Glennon does have a better arm and they can just kind of rifle it to different guys. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't believe either of them are very good quarterbacks, but I would probably say Glennon does give us the better chance to lose this game. So, yeah, I mean, but one thing I do worry about is these quarterback switches. It seems like every time we do a quarterback switch, the next quarterback starts out hot. I mean, you saw when we went from Gardner Minshew to Jake Luton. Jake Luton played pretty decent against the Texans. Then when we went from Jake Luton to Mike Glennon, Glennon put the game into overtime against the Vikings. And then Mike Glennon to Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew came in at the end of the Titans game and did pretty well. And then now we're doing another one, but Mike Glennon did used to play for the Bears, so I don't know, like whatever. So that happened, and also James Robinson, star running back for the Jaguars, the biggest and maybe only bright spot on the Jaguars offense, has been shut down. He had an ankle injury, which I mean honestly it looked pretty bad on Sunday, but obviously he'd never been practice all week. I think he was gonna try to tough through it, but at the end of the day, I mean, even if you're not a team in contention, I just don't think it's probably the best thing to do is play him. Obviously, running backs are a little bit different because they're trying to go for stats, and they're trying to really just go as far over 1,000 rushing yards as you can and try to knack on as many touchdowns as you can. But James Robinson will not play this week, and I would suspect he probably won't play against the Colts. So, I mean, really look at this thing, and man, like, as long as the Bears kind of play him, and the Cardinals lost today, which was huge for the Bears. So the Bears should just go in here, and I can't see how they won't be motivated. With Matt Nagy fighting for his job, Mitch Trubisky fighting for his job, a team that has to win the next two games, need to take care of business, a team that has gone through a bunch of losses. It's not like the Rams, where the Rams have a good record and they're several games out of they're several games into the playoffs, so really losses aren't as important, but I just don't see a way that the Bears are going to be sleeping on a Jaguars. So, that's a huge game. And then really tomorrow there's really only two relevant games for the Jaguars. Only two relevant games. Jaguars, Bears, and then Jets, Browns. And then some positive news from the Jets, Browns game is that pretty much the Browns' whole entire receiver core is out on the pandemic list. So that's going to be horrible. I mean, they're just going to have to crank up the running game. Obviously, it sucks right now because defensive lineman Quinn Williams is out. He's on the IR, so he really helped out against the Rams. And really, once he went out against the Rams did a lot of good things on offense. So, but yeah, the whole entire Browns wide receiver core is out. I mean, like tomorrow we could lock in Trevor Lawrence. We could, like, the different things that could happen tomorrow. The Jaguars lose and the Jets lose. Then we go to week 17 in the same position. Jaguars lose, Jets win. Then boom, we lock in the pick. If the Jags lose, or the Jags win and the Jets lose, then we have to count on a Jets loss in week 17 and obviously a Jaguars loss. So obviously there's a few different things like that can happen, but man, like right now, Jaguars are sitting pretty good. Obviously at this point, man, I've been on Team Tank since week 3. At this point, if you're not on Team Tank, I don't know, man. I honestly, I've been questioning about whether or not I'm a real Jaguar fan this whole year. I got to question whether you're a real Jaguar fan. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is not going to be able to solve everything, but, if you can bring in Trevor Lawrence, and that's going to attract the number one pick, and Trevor Lawrence is going to attract the most attractive head coach. And then obviously from there, you just got to kind of build around that. The two most important pieces, quarterback and head coach. And the number one pick will be able to, definitely solve the quarterback thing. But then you got to figure out the head coach. But it's a big week, man. Big week. But I won't be live streaming or anything. Obviously, I'll be snowboarding tomorrow, just so you guys know. But I am giving out $10 to the highest Flick fantasy point score. So go in the description down below. Go join the Flick chat and submit your fantasy picks. High point score gets $10. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Go Jaguars. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, and I'm out.